One up, Carrier is going to be able to spot it here. Okay. See whether T1 can get themselves into position as Mako trying to get some vision down. Now transformed into Gala for the moment. The Shy on vision, not going to be able to find his flank angle as Doran, you can tell, really wants to get in there with that public execution as Carrier with the flash. Public execution goes wide, and Wei finds the ulti. Supreme display of talent, but it's the Telecom going to ONER. This guy's smite button is something else. And Rookie finds one kill, now looking for even more. This machine gun rise, picks up a double. Gala collects Doran, and now Faker is running for the hills. He's surrounded by IG members, and he's running the wrong direction. Gumayushi trying to get down there to try and help him out, but I don't think it's going to work as he's being hunted as well. Blast Cone and Faker might be able to make it out. The teleport going to come on forward.
Mid lane, but ONER's bottom, and they're going for it.
Yeah, Mako's going to turn up here as they're at least looking to gank a plate towards this bottom side as there is the knock-up, and down goes the Shy. There's first blood for ONER on this Xin Zhao. This is what we wanted to see out of this guy, as now Mako could be in trouble as well, but instead, T1 going to take their prize and back away. Zapping down the wave is Guma though. And if we have a look at the CS margins between the two bottom laners, although one of them is missing, it is pretty close. Another Zenith Blade going to connect, but already a lot of damage onto Mako, but Faker is already dead. ONER gets the knock-up and takes down the Leona in trade. Now Carrier and Gumayushi moving in as well. Wind becomes lightning, doing so much work, and the handshake holds onto the Shy. As now IG looking to turn it around. He's going to silence himself. Carrier gets taken out. They trade it for the Rumble, then the bailout. It secures ONER his life, and he gets himself out of there. Gumayushi now trying to deal with Rookie, whose way is getting a bunch of work done. The flash forward from Guma, he's crazy. And Rookie's going to be able to get himself out of there. Pressure available here for T1 as the Chu goes wide. And Snare is going to connect onto ONER, but damage onto the Xin Zhao isn't exactly the most permanent. Okay, the flash in from ONER, he finds the knock-up, they chase after Gala. Redemption, can it get the kill as hostile takeover comes on through as well? Gala surviving for a very long time. The flash forward from Gumayushi though puts him down, and Rookie will follow suit. Both carries in the blink of an eye, and this one is firmly in T1's hands now. I'm looking over here, I can see Orcs.
Oh, they're going for the Shy!
Left as they are looking for the Shy. Can they find the fear? And they will be able to do so. This time, the Shy doesn't have a lot of that funny business available. He's doing a lot of damage, and now the cavalry is going to come in as he bought enough time to allow IG to capitalize on this one. As Paranoia just to buy the space, and we'll see whether it works. He looks to turn it, they take down Gala, and ONER is still alive. He survives through it all, and Wei is going to fall at the same time. The knock-up on Mako, he's dead at T1. Oh my God, ONER, you are an absolute gem.
Positioning is good. Okay, nice little bit of poke coming out from FBI. TP coming in. Rift Herald summoned up. Looks like we might get a Combat Herald on this one as the Weaver's Wall. Nice use there from Faker. River still looking for the opportunity to try to go in and steal. Quid off on the bottom side. Rest 100 Thieves going in after the Drake. They're going to steal it away. Carrier's about to die to Quid. He falls. Quid takes the kill as the rest of T1 scrambles to try to fight. Solar Flare's not going to find much. ONER takes more damage from FBI. Faker looks to fire back, and FBI's going to be caught by the seismic shove. ONER takes the kill on that one. 100 Thieves in full retreat. Doran on the chase, but he's already lost the dominance. Stridebreaker on Ayla. ONER goes in for a double kill. T1 take the fight, and they aren't done yet. Quid tries to escape. ONER wants Wind becomes lightning, but he can't quite make it strike. He jumps in anyway as Quid wants to sidestep the seismic shove, but he's still taking a ton of damage. 100 Thieves has overstayed their welcome, and Quid cannot use his Kingslayer in time. T1 may lose the Drake, but they'll take 3 kills. They'll take the mid lane turret, and they'll take the lead.
1,000 individual gold lead for Hope as the 80 carry here with a Sivir. They're moving into the enemy jungle now, and Kyle again just slams ONER into the wall, but now he's in danger. Tarzan and Kyle both so low, it's 2 dead on the AL side, but Hope is still alive. Faker flashes back over the wall, but Shanks is burning. Flandra caught in the middle of everyone. Anyone's Legend have overplayed their hand, and T1 is ready to punish. Hope should be next to die, and Guma cashes in. Only Shanks still stands. That could have been the entire game. A dredge line from Carrier, and ONER is ready to follow up. The Wind becomes lightning and strikes Shanks down. Ace for nothing, for 1 for nothing. T1.
You cannot make mistakes against T1.
As we just pressed into that position with item spikes and also that ult advantage.
Yeah, it's the 2-item power spike on everybody that's not a support, for everybody except for Faker. Tempered Fate, no target connection there, but AL is going all the way in. They want Gumayushi, who already gets away, so they're going to switch over to Keria now instead. ONER trying to fight back as Shanks is in the middle of everybody. He snaps back. Keria dies first. Immortal Shield go keep Shanks alive as AL are now continuing to retreat. Kyle and Shanks very low. T1 goes forward. Tarzan with a dunk, but he's only going to steal his own fate. Gumayushi barely holding on, but he burns down. Faker with a kill on Tarzan. ONER chases hope. The Jhin getting away for now as T1 have lost their bottom lane, but they've killed 3 in response. Faker after Flandra, who has to flash away. ONER flashes to try to catch him with a ball breaker. Flandra needs more distance, but he cannot find it. Abscond, abduct. Goodbye to the Aurora. Are looking for the end of the game. The Elders got 15 seconds left on it. T1 guiding the Baroned up minions toward the Nexus turrets. Solar Snare not hitting a target. Flandra and the rest of AL scrambling to try to defend. Nexus turret's down to about half HP. ONER takes some burst. Tarzan takes more. T1 looking for the engage. They found Flandra, but he gets away. Half HP on the front line of AL. T1 pushing forward. They've made their way on the Nexus. AL scrambles to defend. Doran can't do it. History is written by the victors. And yet again, T1 turns the page of the LPL. They will once again earn their place in the semifinals. Well played there from T1, now over 2,000 gold ahead. And my friends, we have 45 seconds left until the Cloud Soul spawns. Hong in some danger here, has to flash away. Keria ready to go after him again with the quickness. Feet of Warfare finally claimed at 27 minutes by T1. And they are just barreling down the bottom lane. Gumayushi gonna get healed up by Redemption, but no! Cream's already got the assassination. He dies in response as Kanavi continues spinning forward, looking for a little bit more. The ricochets from Jackie Love. He needs more, but he can't find it. A double kill to Faker as ONER finishes Jackie, and only 3-6-9 is left. T1 again win the fight. 2025, they have not made it to the semifinals since 2020. It's been 5 years for Top Esports getting back to this point. They've never made it to the finals, and T1 wants to keep it that way. Faker's the target for Top as he tries to get the root to buy himself a little bit more time, but Faker is shut down. Cream's the target now for T1. Flashes over the wall, but ONER's ready to flash follow. Cream dies, mid for mid. Gumayushi with a flash forward, and he's putting arrows into Jackie Love's back. Jackie gets away with a Kimtech blast cone, but the rest of the arrows continue to focus fire. One more volley takes him out, and Gumayushi gets it done. Lane push, so T1's just gonna keep going straight for the Nexus. Here comes the Grand Starfall, and Jackie's already down. Hong goes with them. The focus fire into 3-6-9 as Cream and Kanavi scramble to stay alive, but nobody on Top Esports has anything to stop T1. It's only the mid laner left. They'll get the final kill. And yet again, the highest peaks of the LPL are merely stepping stones for the unkillable Demon King. Faker and T1 have set the stage for the World Finals Telecom War.
And Peter getting chunked out, a flashback from Perfect. T1 chipping away at those resources. Eyes on the equalizer. Redemption now used. Cooldown up just in time. KT is going, but now they want to turn it right back. Instantaneous equalizer. Keria locked up. Rumble coming in, but denied. Keria wants to knock Perfect out of the fight, but it might not matter because it's Doran into the back line. ONER stays standing. Cuz, take it down. T1 fired back. No matter the early deficit, T1, they still win the team fight. They still get the dragon, and they're looking for BDD. On the hunt for BDD, but there's just nowhere for him to go in the blink of an eye. KT's lead disappears.
And KT, they walk into the pincer. That objective just a little bit too juicy, but they will pay for it very heavily as the attempted engage onto Keria is stopped by his W.
How clutch are they? Look at ONER starting it out with the Xin ultimate to spread them apart, and Doran following it up on his Mbessa, and they split apart the team fight so meticulously, and they immediately steal the objective on top of it.
Frustration on the face of KT, not the end of the world.
Towards mid lane, to BDD to make it happen.
But it's Cuz that gets the kill again. Now we saw how that benefited them as T1 wanting to look for the punish here.
Keria and Guma are powerful. They move in with the heal, a pillar to immediately block them out. The 50-50 goes to ONER. Flash away from the handshake as Peter barely able to make it out alive. Good recovery from T1.
And he flashes for that. He's like, no, trust me. I got this. Takes the wheel and finds the 50-50 steal.
A bit of damage. The poke from T1. A bit tough to deal with. You can see the pierce that lands onto Dom, taking that chunk of health. Flash in, full committal to the fight. Pillar to isolate ONER, redemption to heal, Faker right back up. That's almost every single cooldown burn. It's on BDD to try to turn it back, but it's a split fight. T1 coming from multiple sides, collapsing as ONER moves in on top of Perfect. Dorn has been isolated in the death realm, but he'll manage to make it over. Flashback, absolutely jukes him. And now it's Perfect, caught in a 1v1 with Faker. Right as he comes out, he is stunned, but he won't be taken down. All of T1 in the pit. The spears stacked, smites available.
Faker's gonna teleport back. They're recalling Mordekaiser and the Anivia.
The fight just continues to go. 6K getting lower. Dom trying to get a bit of poke. Hots will take over connecting. They don't have a cleanse. Devour from Peter is good, but it might not matter. Cuz continuing to move in. BDD waiting over the wall. The ulti is there, but they don't need to face him yet. The turn on to Faker isn't enough. 3K. Cuz in the pit. At the end of the day, it does not matter because it is Doran to get the soul. KT might be able to get the fight, but there's too many members of T1 standing. Ocean Soul to T1 as everybody on KT falls.
And I am starting to hear some silver scrapes in my Telecom war.
Oh my God, T1 stand up, get the Ocean Soul, and they have made every person in this stadium stand up as well. Dom gets hit with the Keria ultimate immediately. Peter trying to bail him out. They're both so low, they get pushed out. Then Doran blocking the Caitlyn ultimate, protecting ONER here as they try and kite back into the pit. Meanwhile, on the top side, BDD was running straight at them. Immediately gets deleted there by Keria and Faker on the other side.
And it's Guma skirting alongside the fight. And the fact that Faker, even though BDD got his ultimate off, hit him with the stun. So he didn't actually get to do the damage that he needed to, as the double fake out from Doran. And the MasterCard prize at the moment of the game, Ocean Soul secured for T1. And T1 call the T1 Baron. Gold leads there. Ocean Soul is theirs. And KT, we'll see if they can make something happen.
ONER and T1 have secured every single objective this game. Cuz moving in, but zoned away by the Storm from the side of the team. Berserk now onto Cuz. Has to ulti. ONER using an ulti of his own just to try and disengage. Dorn, meanwhile, in the mid lane, happy to just continue fighting. Perfect going into the back line. Looking to get taken down by Faker. He's in the death realm, but Faker's happy with the 1v1. Just in time, he gets out, and Dorn is there to seal the deal on the kill. KT desperate to get anything. They've already lost their top laner. The game rapidly slipping away.
They're trying their best to not let this game go to 5 as Doran still searching.
No
T1.
flash for BDD, that crucial piece of CC and exhaust there. But Faker just waiting in the darkness. Guma stacking up the spears, the wall to zone KT away. Flash not there for Cuz either. BDD off on the side is going to use the ultimate. W in from Peter does absolutely nothing. T1, they see a vulnerable opponent. They know what they can do as they start to rip them to shreds. KT is not going to take a Baron. T1 reminding us why they are here. What they can do in a world final. The soul from going down. 20 seconds. A TP into the mid lane. Maybe going to catch out Gumayushi here. But it's perfect. Again, this is the problem. No matter who TP's in, it's so effortless for T1 to just walk away.
Yeah, perfect. Guma is 2 levels up on the top laner.
Cuz caught out, isolated, immediate subjugate to try and stay standing, forced to flash back. BDD in the darkness! 3-man! But it's Doran to try to turn it right back. The ulti is decent. Keria wants to turn it back with the hostile takeover. The gold deficit is just too massive. Even a miracle, even an incredible angle was not enough in the face of this T1 lineup. The triple, the quadra, T1 bringing us to silver scrapes.
Guma lives the engage, and T1's hopes live in the grand finals.
And the Telecom war has never been this insane. World's Finals, Game 5.
T1 making the fast play happen. KT caught reeling, too far behind on tempo. Dorn might have fallen in the previous play, but he is still damn powerful. Dom here. T1 pushing them back. It'll take a miracle for them to get this one out. ONER, Peter coming in for the lockup, but ONER manages to get the objective. The fight coming out. Fire rained over the wall by Gumayushi, and down goes Peter. BDD finally arrived. That's the ulti coming in the meantime. He needs a little bit more space. Doctom, BDD untouched, but the front line has fallen. BDD, CC'd, knocked into the sky, and right back into the grave. T1, get Otacon, and ace KT.
A triple kill for Guma and T1! Do it! They take over!
Relatively even setup, but again, it's the waves in favor of T1 that make this so hard. Is immediately they're going to kick things off by going in on Cuz, taking away the Frost Armor passive. Lockdown from Keria is there. TP in from Doran as well. Ulti's going across the board. BDD caught off the side. A good flash to take him out, and Guma has to be careful, but he's so damn fast. ONER, the lock up BDD. He goes gold in an extra 2.5 seconds to consider what went wrong as T1 looks set to end it all.
They're gonna finish the job. It is Doran and Peter left alone in the mid lane, and T1 will ace them.
T1 earning their legacy again and again and again. There can be no doubting it. 4 players on the Rift today making the impossible possible. ONER, Faker, Gumayushi, Keria, and now Doran as well are world champions.
And the disbelief on his face. A teammate that so many have praised over the long years. Domestically, he's always been able to show it. As T1 find the free beat.
T1 world champions once again.
And they did it as the 4th seed again. They had to play in the play-ins, the newly created play-ins. Elimination right at the beginning of the tournament was faced.
Oh man, Doran lifting that trophy after all said and done. As Doran is ONER rather is flexing. One-handed lift as the GOAT in the second prime of his career. Does it again.
T1